Let's take a look at what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the local bourse that got quite a mixed handover from the Asian markets. We do have the JSE today sinking deeper into red territory with the all-share declining almost 2/3%. We are seeing the majority of those losses being carried by the Resources 10 complex with a slump of almost 2.5%, followed by the Industrial 25 there declining almost 0.4%, but backing that trend is the Financial 15 with a slight gain of just more than 0.1%. Let's take a look at what is happening with markets stateside. And of course, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it is NVIDIA's world and we just live in it. We are awaiting the NVIDIA's second quarter results coming out today, seeming that there's a little bit of caution or nervousness ahead of those numbers. Of course, knowing that NVIDIA has become the bellwether for the markets. Other things that markets are waiting for this week are data out of the US, GDP data, and also the PCE inflation figure. But yeah, as I mentioned, a sea of red. S&P 500 declining almost 2/3%, a slump on the tech-heavy Nasdaq of almost 1.5%, and the Dow edging lower by 0.14%. Let's take a look at what is happening across the Atlantic, and over there we are actually seeing slight optimism with the FTSE 100 up almost 0.1%, the CAC 40 climbing more than 0.25%, and the DAX leading those gains over there, advancing more than 0.6%. Let's take a look at what is happening on the currency scene, and we start off with how the rand is doing against some of the major currencies. The rand a little bit weaker against the US dollar compared to yesterday. Now at 17 Rand 80 against that currency, the rand against the pound at 23 Rand 49, and against the euro at 19 Rand 80. Let's take a look at what is happening with the other currency pairs, starting off with the euro dollar at 1.11, pound dollar at 1.31, and the yen just below 145 against the US dollar.